How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on the channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Yes, debt ceiling deal blocks 30% Bitcoin mining tax, Congressman. Not really much more than the title in this article. So that tax that was proposed a few days ago or last week, if you remember when I covered that has been struck down, the digital asset mining energy exercise tax. So that has been shut down now, so we will no longer see that tax, so that is good for Bitcoin and the wider crypto industry. Binance looking to invest in banks to encourage pro-crypto policies. So Binance admitted that they tried to look into buying a bank, but they figured that it would not be very lucrative as they'd had to cooperate with other banks, and if they're not cooperating in the laws and jurisdictions of banks with other banks, they could be blocked just for being a crypto-friendly bank. So they're going to look at investing in other banks, like little minority banks, to help influence regulation within banks and make management see that crypto is good and help with pro-crypto policy. So onto the charts. Our altcoins, everything but Bitcoin, remember we're changing up. Our stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is starting to fall, VWAP's starting to fall, money flow is pretty flat still, our momentum looks like it could start to curl out, so exercise some caution. 4 hour we're looking pretty bad, like we're starting to fall. Momentum's coming down, stochastic's coming down, RSI is coming down, money flow is retracting, VWAP's in the bearish territory, so not too good. Our Bitcoin dominance, we did pull back, so is a confirmed kind of point for this flag, so we did not break out of it, so not good for anyone that is too optimistic. Stochastic could start to roll over here, RSI is starting to point down, money flow is still flat, VWAP starting to round off, and our momentum looks like it wants to kind of taper off here. So if it does taper off here, that's not too good for us, and we could see some downside. Over on our Bitcoin dominance, we are somewhat getting a bit of a gap down, as we did push way the heck up yesterday, at the tail end of yesterday, beginning of today technically. These candles were kind of weird. So if we look on the 1 hour, you can see we filled some of that gap and we are heading down toward it. We did make a descending channel and we continued to fall away. We're kind of making a little mini bear flag, so we could have some more downside. RSI is starting to curl away, stochastic's pretty beat down, money flow is very weak, VWAP is rejecting away from neutral. Our momentum was trying to curl up, but it looks like it could continue downward. So, over on Bitcoin, kind of getting that same pull away here. Kind of just falling away after yesterday's pump, got smacked by this 28.4 support resistance area we had. Stochastic's starting to curl away, RSI's starting to point down, VWAP's starting to point down, money flow's very weak, very barely in the bullish territory, and our momentum looks like we could curl here as well. Over on the 4 hour, our stochastic is falling, momentum is falling, VWAP or RSI is falling, our VWAP is in the bearish territory, trying to slightly curl up, but not very strongly. Money flow overall is inching its way out, so I'd say we're starting to look a little weak here on the 4 hour. Over on the 2 hour, our money flow is ramping up. Our RSI is trying to curl up, stochastic's pretty oversold, so we're pretty beat down on our stochastic, so the RSI doesn't have much strength. Our VWAP is kind of curling away from the neutral, so we could have some more downside to come in the medium term. Over on the 1 hour, our VWAP is trying to head up, so our medium term's trying to head up. Our stochastic's trying to run up, RSI is trying to push forward. Money flow is trying to make higher highs, and our momentum's trying to make a recovery. So the 1 hour does look pretty good for a bit of a move up. One thing I want to show is the 30 minute. You can see the 30 minute money flow inching its way out. Ever since we hit this like 39 level, we were around like this 33 when I said that was a pretty high point and we could start to round off. We got a little bit of a pump past that. But overall, we're starting to see money flow start to fall out, and we did kind of come back down toward that level. So if this money flow does break, we could see some further downside. but I wouldn't bet too much on the half hour on its own. So over on graph on the daily, we are getting a decent move. We are just slightly above that Fibonacci level, so we're breaking a support resistance area. Stochastic's running up, RSI is trying to push up, VWAP's trying to run up but could start to curl out, so exercise some caution. Our momentum wants to start to run up but could start to curl. Our money flow is heading up, so we are trying to make a decent double bottom here. Stochastic is trying to push away, momentum's trying to fall away with a red dot that could confirm. RSI is making slightly lower highs but is trying to push forward. Our money flow is in the bearish territory and not able to break bullish, and our VWAP is just flip-flopping around. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic is falling, momentum's falling, money flow is in the bullish territory, but overall it's starting to kind of fall down. Our VWAP is trying to push back up, so we're a little wishy-washy here. And finally on the 1 hour for us, on graph, not anchor, our stochastic is starting to curl away, momentum is trying to push higher though, our RSI wants to continue high, our money flow overall is starting to inch out even though we're coming up. So even though we're pushing higher, the money flow, the money coming into the asset isn't increasing, so that's a sign of a little bit of a manipulation. Our VWAP's trying to push up, but the medium term, if we don't get some actual money into the asset, probably isn't going to push too much strongly. Over on Anchor, we are trying to push up, kind of getting that double bottom. We did point these out a couple days ago. Stochastic's kind of rounding off, RSI is kind of rounding, VWAP's starting to round. Our money flow is in the bearish territory. Our momentum wants to get a little bit of a curl up. We'll have to see if it can continue or if it starts to curl away. Over on the 4 hour, move that line. Over on the 4 hour, stochastic's pretty beat down, but it looks like it could get a bullish cross soon. Our momentum's coming down, RSI is getting lower highs even though price is trying to inch its way up. Our VWAP is heading up, so we look like we could start to retest this support level. Maybe we make a bounce off it, then continue forward. Over on the 2 hour, momentum is pretty beat down. We're very low on our momentum even though we're trying to push higher. We had a bearish divergence that kind of brought us down. We are trying to push away from it currently. Our RSI is heading up, stochastic's ramping up, VWAP's trying to head up, money flows maintaining bullish momentum, so that is good for us. The 1 hour money flow isn't in the bullish territory, it's just riding that neutral zone, so that's a little wishy-washy. We'll need that to push forward and gain some momentum forward and sustain. Our momentum's trying to break bullish, stochastic's trying to break bullish, and our RSI is trying to break bullish. So we are trying to push forward here on the lower time frame. Over on XRP on the daily, we are pushing out of this flag, so that is good for us. Our stochastic's trying to curl away, RSI is trying to push higher, our momentum's trying to keep going. Our VWAP is making lower highs though, even though price is making higher highs, so that's a little concerning. Our money flow is not too strong in the bullish territory. If we look over on the 4 hour, money flow is maintaining bullish momentum. It's not really gaining more momentum, but it's maintaining its ground. Our momentum wave is maintaining. We're trying to push off a green dot. Our stochastic has a bullish cross that's trying to push our RSI forward. Our VWAP's trying to continue forward as well. If we look over at the 2 hour, our momentum is making lower highs. Stochastic's making lower highs and starting to curl. Our RSI looks like we're set up to curl. Our VWAP's starting to curl, but our money flow is coming in, so we are getting more money flow into the asset. But our other indicators look like we could start to cool off. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic is starting to curl away, RSI is starting to fall with a red dot, our momentum's starting to curl away, our money flow is pretty beat down, but we're trying to maintain our bullish momentum. Our VWAP is falling and getting close to the neutral zone, so our VWAP is about to give strength to the bears, and with everything else curling, that may not be good for our lower time frame. Finally, for algo, on the daily, we are starting to fall a little bit here. Our RSI is kind of curling, stochastic's starting to curl, VWAP's curling, money flow's not really pushing forward, and our momentum's not really gaining ground either. Over on the 4 hour, stochastic's falling, RSI is trying to push up, momentum's trying to curl up, VWAP's trying to come up, money flow is trying to come up. So we do have a trending upward trend for our money flow, but it's still in the bearish territory. Over on the 2 hour, our money flow is in the bullish territory, so we'll need to keep going and gain some momentum. Stochastic looks like we could lose that momentum just under that neutral zone, so not too strong for us here. Our RSI is kind of looking like it's making lower highs and could waver. Momentum's in the bearish territory, VWAP's curling away from neutral, so overall we're not looking too strong on the 2 hour. Finally, on the 1 hour, our stochastic's ramping up, RSI is ramping up, money flow is making a bounce off our neutral, so we are trying to push forward, and our VWAP's trying to push forward, but it's making lower highs. Our momentum's trying to push forward, but it keeps curling away, so watch out for a red dot to kind of bring us under. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.